Hi, I'm Tiffany. Can you take a compliment and shut up? I was sitting on my boat with my family and one of our friends was there. I was sitting there and I had been working really hard on losing weight and working out, and I felt really good about myself. I was in a bikini and one of our guy friends, my husband, was there. He turned and he said, "What have you been doing? You look like you lost weight. You look really toned and you look great." And my natural reaction was like, I shunned it first and was like, and what I said was, "Oh, not really, but okay. What'd you do the last weekend?" And I completely dismissed what he said because it was uncomfortable. But in that moment, I also dismissed what he said, meaning he just gave me a compliment and I dismissed it. How many of us do that? How many of us feel so uncomfortable a compliment to us? When someone compliments us, how many of us feel so uncomfortable we don't know what to do? So it's been very important that I've been working on this, which each of us should, but I was reading Greg Harden's book and he talks about this a lot. He talks about being able to take a compliment and just shut up. Don't say anything. Don't say anything else. Just say thank you. Because if someone's complimenting you, that means they see your hard work in something. Either it's weight or your job or your success. They're noticing something that you're putting hard work into. Just say thank you and shut up. So Daniel, I want to bring you into this. This is a natural human thing that people actually they feel very uncomfortable when they get a compliment. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think it's also the law of reciprocity that influences the situation. When somebody compliments you, you almost automatically feel like, well, I've got to pay them a compliment.
That's one thing that Greg Harden says is that's a deflection. Oh, I got to give you a compliment.
I've got to give you a compliment. So it automatically just thinks of like, oh wait, you want to give me a compliment, instead of just acknowledging that that person complimented me. It's very simple to just defer it or avoid it and just say, oh, well, you look great too, or this and that. And sometimes it may come across, less sincere or maybe superficial, but yeah, it is interesting to look at it from the perspective of just saying thank you and then leave it. And then later on in the day, if you want to pay a sincere compliment, then go pay them a compliment later. I think that's a more effective way.
It is. And there's 3 things that I think are very important when someone pays you a compliment. First, take a breath. Stop and breathe. Bring the compliment in and then say thank you. And then shut up and move on. Don't move the conversation to something else. Don't try to compliment them at the same time. Because like you said, Daniel, it completely deflects what they just did. They gave you a compliment because they saw something in you. And we need to be grateful for that. It's not cocky. It's not self-absorbed if you say thank you. And I think that's the thing that people feel bad about, is that if I say thank you, I'm self-absorbed or I'm looking at myself. That's not a bad thing. If someone sees something, because for instance, when I started doing social media and content, people would come up and say, "Hey, I see your content. I think it's great." And the thing that I would do is, "Oh, well, it sucks right now, but I'm working on it and it will be good one time." It's a natural thing to do, not to just say thank you. I had someone just in church come up to me the other day and she was like, "I really appreciate the stuff you're putting out." And I stopped and I breathed. I took a breath. I said, "Thank you so much." And inside it was so uncomfortable. I felt like needles were going through all my muscles because it was so uncomfortable to do. But it also felt good to acknowledge what she said and say, you know what? She took time out of her day to stop me and say, "Thank you for the content that you're putting out. I needed to hear it." And when someone comes up to you, it's so important to acknowledge what they say and just say thank you. And it's not human nature to do it. It's something that we all need to work on a daily basis. So I think there's 3 things that you can do to really work on it. That's take a breath before you speak and shun something off. 2, say thank you. And 3, just shut up. Because taking a compliment also shows your self-esteem. Because when you're able to take a compliment, you have high self-esteem. When you're not, a lot of times you self-question yourself. Stop it. Stop questioning yourself. You're great. And I think we can each do better at that.